first thing we heard was the whistle. Short, sharp, echoing through the trees. Exactly the kind of signal lost hikers are told to use. 3 blasts. Pause. 3 more. We locked onto it immediately, because that's what we were trained to do. This happened in the backcountry of Yellowstone National Park, early October. Cold, empty trails. The kind of terrain where people disappear faster than you expect. We were part of a search and rescue team looking for a missing hiker. Male, late 30s, experienced, last seen 2 days earlier. His gear was good, his route was simple. He shouldn't have gotten lost. But he never came back. By the time we were called in, temperatures had already dropped below freezing at night, which meant time wasn't on his side. We split into 2 teams and started grid searching a dense forest area near a ridge where his phone last pinged. About an hour in, we heard it. The whistle. 3 sharp blasts. Close. We looked at each other. "That's him," someone said. We moved fast, bushwhacking through trees, following the direction of the sound. Branches snapping, gear rattling. The whistle came again. Same pattern. 3 blasts, but this time from behind us. We stopped, turned around. Nothing there. "Echo," one of the guys said. That made sense. Mountains distort sound, bounce it, throw it back in weird directions. We adjusted and kept moving toward where we thought the original signal came from. Then it happened again. 3 blasts from our left. Then, almost immediately, 3 more from the right. We froze. Because that's not how echoes work. Not like that. Not that clean. Not that deliberate. "Everyone stop talking," our team lead said. We stood in complete silence and waited. A full minute passed. Then the whistle came again. 3 blasts directly in front of us, followed instantly by 3 more behind us. Same timing. Same rhythm. Like 2 people copying each other perfectly. Except there was only supposed to be 1 missing hiker. We kept moving. Slower now. More cautious. About 20 minutes later, we found the first piece of gear. A backpack, lying at the base of a tree. We approached carefully. It matched the description of the missing hiker's pack. Same brand, same color. We opened it. Inside, everything was clean. Too clean. No dirt, no wear, no signs of use. It looked brand new, like it had just been taken out of the store. But it couldn't have been. He'd been hiking for at least a full day before he disappeared. His gear should have been dirty, worn, used. But it wasn't. It looked like it had been sitting somewhere untouched for years. Then we noticed something else. The food inside. Expiration dates. We checked one of the bars, then another, then a third. All expired. Not recently. Years ago. One of them read, 2014. We looked at each other. That didn't make sense. The missing hiker had left 2 days ago. The whistle came again. Louder now. Closer. 3 blasts. Then 3 more. From a different direction. Then again and again, surrounding us. At least 3, maybe 4 different sources. All perfectly synchronized. Our team lead made the call. We regroup, now. We started pulling back toward our original point. That's when we found the second item. A jacket, hanging on a branch. Not dropped, not torn off. Carefully placed. We checked the tag, same as the missing hikers, but the fabric felt wrong, dry, brittle, like it had been exposed to the elements for decades. Then one of the guys said quietly, "Look at this." He pointed to a patch sewn on the inside, a name tag. But it wasn't the name of the man we were looking for. It was someone else. Different name. Different person. And below it, a faded date. 1987. My stomach dropped. Because I'd heard that date before. Back at the ranger station, there was an old case file. A missing hiker. Same area. Never found. We didn't say anything. We just kept moving. Faster now. The whistles kept coming. Closer. More aggressive. No longer spaced out. Now they overlapped. Layered. Like multiple people all calling for help at once. Then, suddenly, they stopped. Complete silence. No wind. No birds. Nothing. We froze. And that's when we heard it. A voice. Right behind us. Help. We turned. There he was. The missing hiker, standing between the trees, exactly where the sound had come from. Alive. Uninjured. Just standing there. Relief hit instantly. We rushed toward him. "You okay?" someone shouted. He didn't move, didn't step forward, didn't react. He just stood there. Then he raised his hand slowly and blew the whistle. 3 sharp blasts. At the exact same moment, the same whistle pattern echoed back from every direction. Behind us, to the left, to the right, all at once. We stopped, because his lips weren't moving anymore, but the whistle kept going, from everywhere. The man in front of us tilted his head slightly, and that's when I realized something. His clothes weren't dirty, not torn, not worn. They looked new, just like the backpack. Then he smiled and said something that I still hear sometimes at night. "You followed it too." My blood ran cold, because behind him, more shapes started appearing between the trees, one by one, standing still, watching us, wearing different clothes, different decades, different gear, all of them holding whistles, and all of them perfectly silent. Until they all blew at once. 3 blasts, the same, exact pattern. We got out, barely. 2 of us quit search and rescue after that. I was one of them. The official report said we encountered acoustic anomalies and possible disorientation. They closed the case, marked the hiker as missing. But I know what we saw. Because a week later, they found another backpack in that area. Brand new, clean, untouched, with food inside. Expiration date? Next year. And a name tag. The name of one of our team members. The one who was walking right behind me. when we heard the first whistle. The dispatcher told us something that made no sense. The call is still active. That shouldn't be possible, because the person who made it had been missing for 6 days. This happened in the mountains near Mount Rainier National Park. Late September. Cold nights. Empty trails. The kind of terrain where a wrong turn can disappear you completely. We were called in as part of a search and rescue team for a missing solo hiker. Male, early 40s, experienced. Last known location, somewhere off trail near a dense forested ridge. He had done everything right, filed his route, checked weather, car found at the trailhead. But he never came back. 6 days later, just as the search was starting to scale down, dispatch received a 911 call from his phone. The connection was weak, broken, full of static, but they managed to record part of it. When they played it back for us, the room went silent. Because it wasn't what he said that was strange. It was what was behind him. Footsteps. Multiple. Slow. Uneven. Not matching his breathing. And then his voice. Whispering. "He's right behind me." A pause. Then louder. "No, there's more than one." The recording cut there, but the call itself never disconnected. According to dispatch, the line was still open, still transmitting, just silent. They pinged the signal, and that's how they sent us in. We hiked out early the next morning, following GPS coordinates deep into an area with almost no marked trails. Dense forest. Steep drop-offs. Poor signal. About 2 hours in, one of the radios crackled. Dispatch came through. "Team 3, we're picking up audio again." We all froze. "What kind of audio?" our lead asked. A pause. Then, breathing. My chest tightened. We kept moving. The closer we got to the coordinates, the quieter the forest became. No birds, no wind. Just the sound of our gear and boots on dirt. Then we heard it. Not through the radio. In the forest. Footsteps. Soft, uneven. Moving somewhere ahead of us. We stopped, listened. The steps stopped too. We moved again. So did they. Always just out of sight. Always ahead. Like something was leading us. Or watching us. Then one of the team members raised his hand. "Listen." At first I didn't hear it. Then I did. A voice. Faint. Distorted. Coming through the trees. "Help." We pushed forward, faster now, branches snapping under our boots. The voice got louder. "Please." Then suddenly, we reached a small clearing. Empty. No one there. But in the center, a phone, lying face up on the ground, screen cracked. Still on. Still connected to 911. We approached slowly. No sign of the hiker. No gear. No tracks leading away. Just the phone. One of us picked it up. The line was still active, and that's when we heard it. From the phone speaker. The same voice we heard in the recording. Weak. Panicked. "He's right behind me." But the voice wasn't coming from the forest. It was coming from the phone. from the past. The exact same recording, looping, repeating, over and over. Then the voice changed, mid-sentence, like it had been cut and replaced. "You shouldn't have come here." We all froze, because that line wasn't in the original recording, and the voice saying it wasn't his. It was deeper, slower, wrong. We backed away from the phone. No one wanted to touch it again. That's when the radio crackled. "Team 3, dispatch said. "We're getting movement on the call." "What do you mean?" our lead asked. A pause, then, "The signal. It's moving toward you." My heart started pounding, because the phone was on the ground, in front of us, not moving, but the signal was getting closer. Then we heard footsteps again, this time behind us. Close. Too close. We turned. Nothing there. But the sound continued. Step, pause, step, matching our spacing, our rhythm. Then something even worse. The radio lit up again, but it wasn't dispatch. It was the 911 call, coming through our channel. The same voice, but now it wasn't panicked. It was calm, clear. And it said, "We found them." I felt my stomach drop, because no one on our team had said that. Then the voice continued. "All of them." Branches snapped behind us. We spun around again, and this time, we saw them. Figures standing between the trees, too still, too silent. Multiple shapes, watching us. Then one of them stepped forward, just enough for us to see his face. It was the missing hiker. But something was wrong. His clothes were clean, too clean, like they'd never been worn. His skin looked pale, almost grey, and his eyes were completely empty. Then he opened his mouth and spoke. But the voice didn't come from him. It came from the phone, still lying on the ground. "We've been waiting." The rest of the figures moved forward slightly. Not walking, just closer. Like the distance between us was shrinking without them moving. Our lead shouted, "Back up, now!" We didn't run. We just moved, slowly, carefully, never turning our backs. The figures didn't follow. They just stood there, watching, until we crossed back into the trees, and the forest sounds returned. Wind, birds, everything normal again. We got out. We filed the report. Official cause, hallucinations. The case was closed. Missing hiker, never found. But here's the part that still keeps me awake. A week later, dispatch received another 911 call from the same number. This time, the voice was different, stronger, clearer. And it said, "Please help. We're lost." Plural. We. And in the background, you could hear multiple people breathing. Then the operator asked, "How many of you are there?" There was a long pause, and then a voice answered, not panicked, not scared, just certain. "All of them."